In this session, we're going to discuss how to set up suppliers and show you how you can set up online connection suppliers in the enterprise. So from the home ribbon, I'm going to go to Enterprise Setup, and I'm going to go down to Suppliers. I click on Suppliers. Here I have a list of suppliers that are already in my system, but I wish to add a new supplier. So I go up and I hit Add, the top ribbon. Here I can put in the company name, contact name, phone numbers, emails, addresses, whatever I need to enter. You do have an action button here where you can add additional names, phone numbers, emails, and web addresses. So let's say we have a new supplier, and it's called John's Auto Parts. So once I have all my information filled out, I hit Next. Now at this point in time, I can tell the system what type of a supplier they are. If I'm not going to do any sublets with them, I can simply uncheck the box. A general supplier means an expense item only. So if I put a particular supplier in that maybe is just strictly an expense supplier, I can do that. So you pick and choose what type it is. If you're not sure, you can leave them all checked, and you can always come back and change it later. If I'm going to do any online ordering, so if I want to set up an online connection at a particular location, so I can search for parts, bring them back to the work orders, order and receive parts, then I want to check the box. Once I do this, I'll have to set up the appropriate connection depending on the type and whatever catalog settings. If I go to locations, you'll notice there's no locations here and there's no way to add any locations. So what I need to do is I'm going to hit Next. Do you want the system to create a payable account? Typically, you would set up a payable account right away. The big question here is going to be, where do you want to manage it? Do you want to manage the payable at the enterprise or at the separate locations? So you can make a choice here. So again, if it's enterprise, I'm going to manage it here in one place. If I go to location, then that means it's going to be set up for each individual location. And then I can select a term. So let's say we're going to do enterprise manage, and it's net 30. Now, if I already had a payable account set up completely separate, then I can check this box and go search for that payable and associate it to it. We're going to get into a lot more detail on this when we get to the accounting section. Location. Again, you see, don't have locations. Now I'm going to save. Once I save this, now I can open this back up by doing an edit. Go to my location. You'll see a new tab here. Select locations. Now I pick which location or locations that I want it to go to. So if I want all of them, just select them all. If I only want certain ones, just leave them selected. And if I am going to have an online connection, you want to make sure that you set that box. Now let's just pretend we're going to do one here. I'm going to edit. Check the box. Let's just say this is a wrench head connection, for example. You would put in, username, password. Your distributor or sales rep will help you set this all up. Once that's in, if I come over to my suppliers, there we go. And again, it's going to be available at both of these locations. So that's how to set up a basic supplier and telling the system if it's an online connection or not.